What up, though, guys? It's your girl, Zsa Zsa, and if you are tuning in, you are listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, and I know you heard me the first time. It is Thankful Thursdays, and you are listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. Of course, y'all already know this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I know with what's going on in our world right now, it's easy to ask the question, where is God in the midst of a lot of stuff? You know, when I was going through a lot of the challenges that I was going through as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as an individual, I was always asking the same question, like, God, where are you? Like, you know, and it don't mean like you looking for like no magical voice or, you know, how they've made TV to portray God in our world, but we end up looking for God in the midst of things that we're going through. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. I'm talking all about where is God, but more importantly, where are you? See, a lot of us like to blame God for our hardships and our troubles. And there were a lot of things that I got myself into that I questioned God about. It ain't had nothing to do with God. It was stuff that I wanted. Relationships that I wanted to be in. People that I wanted to work with. And God did not tell me to hook up with that joker. God didn't tell me to go partner with those people. God didn't tell me to go move over here. This was things that I wanted to do. And so when we become in self, and things don't pan out the way we anticipated them to, we're upset. We're angry. We're frustrated. We want to blame somebody because inevitably we need to blame somebody. We want to blame someone for our scenarios. And so when we end up in certain situations, we end up finding out, okay, God was with me the whole time through my own stupidity. Every time I was drinking and driving, God was right there with me. Did he want me out here putting myself and other people's lives at risk and in danger? No. Did he want you out here making bad decisions and running with folks that you knew you ain't had no business? No. See, the beautiful thing about God is that he gives us this thing called free will. We can do what we want to do. And see, when we are looking at the news and looking at things that are happening in Haiti, and we look at the things that are happening over in Afghan and Taliban takeover. And we looking at things that are happening over in Cuba and things that are happening right here in our own country. The only thing that I can do is ask the question, where are you? See, a lot of us want to know, where is God when trouble and trauma and bad things happen? But my question is not, where is God? Where are you? Because one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of the bad stuff that has happened within our country and in other countries is predicated upon, you know what? Poor leadership. Poor leadership will have other countries fighting. Because when it all boils down to it, it's all about power and money. And when it comes down to power and money, whoever got the biggest balls and whoever got the biggest buck is the person who's going to be running stuff. Isn't it ironic, or isn't it one of those things where you have to do a head scratcher where it's like, okay, how is this even possible that this was even happening? It's like there are so many levels we get to before you get to destruction. Even the Bible tells us that fools despise wisdom, and there's going to be a warning before the destruction. Some of us don't take heed to the warning. We don't take heed to preparation. And then when we run into the glass wall or we run into the brick wall, and I have ran into so many brick walls, y'all. I mean, just straight up ran straight into them. Eyes was wide open, looking right into it. And I see the brick wall and I keep going and I keep going. And then boom, and I done ran into this brick wall. And now I'm mad. I'm mad at God because I feel like, God, you saw a brick wall. Why you didn't stop me? He like, sis, I gave you 2 eyes to see. You saw the brick wall. Why didn't you stop? And see, we often want to know, okay, why is this happening? When I was a teenage mom and, I was so prepared my senior year to just go off to college and to just go be great. I was about to go be Olivia Pope, y'all, get my whole scandal on. I was going to Washington, D.C. I had went to Bowling Green State University. I was studying political science and communications. I was ready to tear it down. I was ready, y'all. You hear me? Then I started feeling a little different. And then when it took one of them little tests, them tests at CVS, and I never forget one of my friends, her big sister had took us to CVS in Redford off Beach Daily. And we went and got them tests. And everybody went back to the house and everybody went in the bathroom. And I got that test back and I said, oh, snap. And I cried. I cried. I said, God, why would you let me do this? I'm trying to go off to college and go be great. And you gonna sit up here and let me get Y'all ain't never been mad at God. Like, God, why you let me do this? Why you let me talk to this fool? Why you let me get this job? And then it's also in the reverse. You end up thanking God. Like, God, thank you for this job. Thank you for this hookup. Thank you for this man. Thank you for this woman. But at the end of the day, we oftentimes question, where is God in the midst of some of the challenges that we face? And I'm going to tell you something. You shouldn't be asking where God is. You should be asking, where is the leadership? Things that happen within my family, I often was like, what's going on? But I couldn't blame God because some people did not want to step up and be responsible for the position. You can't be mad when there's discourse in the family because you got to look at the leaders of the family. Who's the matriarchs? Who's the patriarchs of the family? See, the Bible talks about the anointing falling from the head on down. And if it falls from the head on down, it also means that anything that's going on in a leadership role in a household, whether it's you by yourself, you with your boo, you with your kids, or whatever the case may be, there's a lineage. There's levels. And so when you look at the leaders in your family, you'll look at why your family is the way it is. When you look at your job, and you look at who the supervisors are. Some of y'all are smarter than y'all managers and smarter than y'all supervisors, but because they picked that certain leadership and because they've allowed these particular people in position, now you got to listen to these fools. See, I remember working at major companies and thinking to myself, these people are dumber than a doorknob. Like, how did you become a manager? Like, who made you the supervisor? Like, sometimes we look at certain situations, and if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm gonna add more to it. Listen, it's your girl Zsa Zsa. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Zsa Zsa, because you do. Don't be acting fake and brand new. But I'm talking all about, where is God? But most importantly, where are you? Because we always want to blame somebody for the challenges and the situations in our lives that we face that don't make us feel so good. And one of the things that I've learned is that although those challenges don't always make us feel good, those challenges are going to make us. They're going to groom us. They're going to help shape and mold us to who we need to be. Because that very thing that you desire, God wants you to be strong enough to handle it. You saying that you want to be this particular person. I said that I wanted to be an international superstar. My goal is to become a syndicated late night talk show. So this is the thing with that. I know that I'm going to be talked about. I know I'm going to be criticized. I know that I'm going to be ostracized. I know that there's going to be things that are going to come up against me. And see, what I didn't realize is that God had been preparing me all along. Every play that I did, anything that I wrote for somebody else, any intern that I had. See, some of us don't think God is in the midst of some of those things that we are doing, but he is. That dead end job that you hate, that you waiting to get out of, God is right there. But see, you got to know, why am I here? What am I here to learn? What concepts, what notions am I here to understand? And I'm going to tell you something. When the Bible talks about lean not to your own understanding, In all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. I had to understand that I had to detox my mindset in order for me to receive what God was showing me. See, there are some things that God want to show you, but you too focused on that stuff. You too distracted on them. You too focused on what they said. Let me tell you something. When God started talking to me for real, and I started listening, like, okay, you said don't go there. But why, God? I want to go. You like, nah, sis, don't go. Don't go? Like you telling me like, don't go, like, do not go? Or like, don't go right now. And he'd be like, no, don't go. And then I'll find out it was a fight, a shootout, something went down, people was late, somebody didn't show up. Here it is, I'm rushing, trying to put my clothes on, make sure I'm late, not be on black people time. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And God said it was a reason why I kept you from there. There were people in relationships that I cried over. And I'm like, God, why are you doing this to me? I love him. Y'all don't act like y'all ain't never been in love and love somebody and cried to God and asked them, God, please, if we supposed to be together, show me a sign. You asking for a sign is the sign. You asking for a sign is the sign. Sometimes we are asking our own questions and answering our own questions that we know the answer to. There were some people that I knew I wasn't supposed to be yoked up with. Not just on a relationship level, not just on a sexual level. There were some people that I wasn't supposed to be yoked up with business. And then they done messed up my stuff. And now I done spent out money that I didn't even need to spend because I couldn't wait on God. And sometimes we won't wait on God. And then when stuff blow up and turn out to be not what we wanted it to be, now we want to ask where God at. One of the things that I do now is I pray over my businesses. And I don't just pray for my businesses to be successful or to get profit and revenue, but I pray for them to be impactful. I pray that everything that I do and everything that I say makes a difference in the lives of the people that are listening and watching my lifestyle. I don't want y'all to be confused about nothing I got going on. I'm straight up Joy Road, no chaser. I love Jesus. That's my dog. I love God. We like this. And I'm a black woman, 92% from Africa and 8% from Ireland. So I'm straight up black from the motherland. Okay. So don't get nothing twisted about what Zsa Zsa got going on. But you got to be careful because people will present to you a representation. They will present to you who they think they should be for you and to you. This is one of the reasons why I've always been genuine about the love that I share with others. I've always been genuine about what I say. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, what I'm going to do? Add more to it. Listen, because at the end of the day, when you mean what you say and you say what you mean, people can count on you. People can trust you. There are people right now that they can put something in my lap, and they know I ain't going to steal their idea. Because y'all know that's what they do. You sitting up here trying to kick it with somebody, trying to have a business meeting with them, hoping that y'all going to connect. And here they go. They done took your whole identity. What just happened? And this is one of the reasons why we question where is God. But more importantly, where are you? Where's the true, honest, and genuine leadership that we once had where you can trust your brother or sister that they're not going to do no bull crap behind your back? I'm just trying to figure out what we doing here. Because we can't blame God for some of the stuff that we are putting ourselves into. There are some things that I look at and I say, God wasn't in the midst of this. Somebody did not consult with somebody about this. And see, when you don't consult with God about certain things, you can't get mad when you don't get the result you were looking for because you didn't do a consultation. And see, when you start detoxing yourself from your disgusting eating habits and you start detoxing yourself from trifling people, negative people that's trying to bring you down, when you start detoxing, it's going to feel lonely and it's going to feel tight. It's going to feel like I'm being boxed in. It's going to feel like, okay, do anybody like me? Do people love me? Like, God, what's going on? Am I cursed? Is there something wrong with me? Did I do something? You start questioning yourself when you start detoxing certain things out your life. And see, unfortunately, within the Black community, we are so used to trauma. We're so used to chaos. I got 5 sisters and 3 brothers. So I grew up in a household where it was always loud, wild, and turned all the way up. It was always something going on between, if it wasn't something going on with me, Big Boy, Tony, Tracy, David, Martise, Marshawn, in our household, it was somebody that was connected to one of us. Because you got to think, my mom had 7 children. And out of the 7 children that she had, it was never a boring moment, okay? There was always something going on. And when you live a life where there's always something going on, you got to try to pay the rent here. Your car broke down here. You're trying to take care of this. You grieving over your loved one who done passed here. You're trying to make ends meet over here. And you trying to live your best life and not do nothing crazy over here. And then you want to know, God, where are you? Are you hearing me? Do you hear my prayers? I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. I'm not the only person who's ever asked God, what's really going on? What's good? You ain't rocking with me? Like, I know I'm a heathen and I'm a sinner saved by God's grace, but what's up? Like I didn't pay my tithes and gave my general offerings for the most part. Like, I've sold my seeds. I've been on the highways and the byways with this thing. Like, what's really good? Like, do I not qualify for a breakthrough? And then as you continue and you matriculate and you continue to deal with things, and then you come out of that thing, right? And you see that God was all up and through that thing. He was all up and through that thing. There was some situations and some scenarios that I went through. And I just knew, I knew that those scenarios were going to take me out. Being a single woman raising a young Black king is no easy feat. I encourage and commend any woman or man that is raising a child, whether it's yours, your niece or your nephew, your little cousins, or whomever, adopted, whatever. When you make a child, when you create a child, when you become responsible as the auntie or the uncle or the big cousin, you don't get to choose whether or not you want to be a influence. Whether you a good one or a bad one, you don't get to choose. Because, see, you got little cousins and little nieces and nephews and little sons and daughters who are watching what you do every day. They watching you roll up your blunt. They watching you drink your lean. They watching you go to the bank. They watching you go to the mall. They watching you go to the beauty supply store. They watching how you talk to people. They watching how you handle business. They watching you at the pop-up shops. They watching you at the barber shop. Their children are sponges. Teenagers, no matter how much you think they ain't watching or listening, they're sponges. And depending on your lifestyle is depending on what they're going to duplicate. I didn't want my son being comfortable with visiting loved ones in prison. That's not his ministry. I wanted to stop that generational curse at my child. When you got to fight with people and deal with those type of traumatic issues. I was a kid going to prison to see my father, a kid going to see my uncles, a kid going to see my brothers, a young adult going to see my brothers in prison. I'd be damned if I go see my kid. That not on my watch. And see, some of you all, when tragic things happen to your children or little kids or loved ones, and I watch the news and I don't think where was God? I think where was the leader? Where was the person in charge? Where was the person that's supposed to be responsible for this? See, a lot of us want to ask God what's up, but you should be asking the people that's in charge of these things what's good. There are some people I look at and I say, wow, why do we keep electing or allowing poor leadership in our communities? And then we want to bitch and complain about the tragedies and the challenges that we're facing within our community. But where's the leadership? And then for those that are good leaders and are showing great leadership, we don't want to support them because we want to be around popular people. We want to be we want to be around the people that's popping. And see, you got to be mindful of chasing the people that's popping, because you might get popped in the midst of that. And I'm not just talking about getting shot at. I'm talking about pop like a pimple. Like your bubble gonna get bust and your feelings is gonna get hurt. See, a lot of us are chasing things that will not help us. And I know this because I've been there, done that. Mind you, I've worked for elected officials. I partner with some of the most prolific people in the community and in the industry. And what I found is sometimes you are chasing the wrong people that won't even help you with a dollar. I know people right now that are buddy buddies with people, and they calling me asking me for money. How you around all these thousands of dollars, and you around all these chains and Cardis, and you around all these names and labels, and you ain't got no money? How? Anybody that's hanging around me, they gonna be blessed. They gonna be blessed. That's why they called me to borrow the money. But see, you got to be mindful of what type of relationships you're trying to build with people. When I go out in the world, when I leave out my house, I leave out my house prayed up, girded up for whatever's to come out in this world. Because there are spirits that are attached or want to become attached to you in your winning season. They ain't want nothing to do with you when you were still doing the same poetry, doing the same job, doing the same hosting, doing the same rec. I've been doing this for a very, 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 very long time. And see, it always goes like this in every success story, from the greats that have gone on to glory to the ones that are our newcomers and the ones that are coming now. All the stories are the same. They have been doing what they have been doing forever. And everybody that was around them did not appreciate their gift. And so then they finally get a yes. They finally get an opportunity that catapults them to the next level and the next dimension of their career. And then you over here with your arms folded, mad, trying to figure out how they win it. Well, baby, they've been doing this thing for quite some time, a decade, or at least close to. But we like to minimize each other's gifts and each other's talents. And then you get mad because God ain't doing for you what he did for them. But I'm going to tell you something. There are some blessings that are assigned to me that I worked hard for. Just like there are some blessings that are assigned to you that I can't get. I ain't qualified for. There are some blessings that only have my name on it. And there could be 10,000 TV shows. Okay? They won't be like Zsa Zsa's. There can be 5,000 hosts right here next to me. There won't be one like Zsa Zsa. See, this is why when you are focused on your focus, and you see people mimicking you, or you see people that are emulating what you are bringing to the table, count it all joy. Because one of the things that I've learned is that consistency is the key. See, a lot of people do things because it's hot to do right now. You know, unfortunately, within the city of Detroit, it's a lot of monkey see, monkey do. Oh, you got a clothing line? It's working for you? I'm going to start a clothing line. Okay, you're an artist. Okay, I think I could be an artist too. Let me try it. I'm going to try it out. Oh, you a TV host? I think I want to be a TV host too. Instead of working the gift that God gave you. And then you get mad because now you just spent all this money and it don't work out and you ain't getting the sales. You ain't getting the likes. You ain't getting the same love that somebody else is getting. That's because you're not doing what God called you to do. And then you cannot get mad and say, where's God? My question is, where are you? And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa, because you do stop acting brand new. Don't be acting fake. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, when we are questioning where is God in certain situations, you also have to question where is the leadership in that situation as well. When I got pregnant my senior year, all I kept asking is, where is God? Why is this happening to me? And I know I'm not the only person that's ever confronted God. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, what's up? Like, I don't like, this wasn't supposed to happen like this. But see, when we allow ourselves to do what we want to do, because the Bible talks about when we want to do good, evil is always present. So even in your midst of wanting to do the great things and affect the people positively the way you want to, there's always a little devil lingering around trying to figure out how he can stir up some mess and how to keep something going. Because see, this is the thing about the free will. The free will is to do good or to do evil. That's why my spirit man don't lie about people. It won't lie about you if I ever meet you. If we ever come across journeys, my spirit won't lie to me because I prayed so hard for him to show me people. I asked God to give me wisdom and knowledge so that I know what to do in my next level, so that I'm not questioning where is God in the midst of what I'm going through, because I'll know that he's with me. I'll know that no matter what I go through, no matter where I am in the world, because your girl is getting ready to get out of here, okay? I love Detroit with all my heart and soul, and it'll always be my home. It's my home right now. But I also know that there are opportunities that people are going to hinder me from right here. If you ever look at anybody that's major from Detroit, they end up leaving. Most of the time, people that are in major cities, they usually have to leave because we get to a point where we aren't supportive. We end up hating. We want to sabotage. And at the end of the day, how are we supposed to help one another and get each other to the next level and build bridges and close gaps if you moving and operating weird? How you saying you good for me, but you operating in evil? This is one of the reasons why you have to pay attention to the people in your circle. You have to pay attention to the people you call family, you call friends. You know, I love when people call me auntie. I'll be the auntie. I'll be the big sis. I don't look at that as them aging me because I'm still young, child. You hear what I'm saying? I don't know about none of y'all, what y'all got going on. I know about me, okay? And so when somebody calls me auntie or big sis, you know, I don't take that as a offense. I take that as an honor. But what I don't take is you ain't about to be calling me auntie or sis or cuz or fam, and then you entertaining negative conversations about me. You can't be calling me your friend and you up here talking about me with the rest of the folks. Like that's where the lines cross. That's where the lines cross. Because what you're telling me and what you're showing me are two different things. We're all chanting Black Lives Matter, but then we got black people running the Great Lakes Water Authority. How you letting your own people in their basements flood? How, Sway? How? And how are we having all of these churches and all these ministries, but we ain't telling our people where we come from? We ain't telling our people. We telling them the prosperity. You're going to get a blessing, but you ain't telling people the stuff that they really need to know to really be prepared for. Are you prepared in the event something pop off here? Are you? I mean, it was nothing for them to take over the Capitol. It was nothing for them to try to kidnap our governor. It was nothing for them to literally have a Taliban takeover. There are people right now that are meeting to do evil stuff, and you sitting up here worried about the wrong thing and you're not prepared. This is one of the reasons why our people will stay behind. Because we will go and spend our money on stuff that we cannot prepare for in the event of an emergency. What you gonna do with all them pair of Jordans if your basement get flooded again? What exactly did you prepare for the next time a death happens in your family? Because they killing us. And people are dying, and the media is not going to tell you about the numbers this time because they want you to do what they want you to do with what they want you to do it with. And so because we are just so distracted by everything else and we're not paying attention to what they're putting in front of us, there is no way in HE double hockey sticks that I'm going to trust a GOV that does people like you and me the way that they do. You pass the Asian bill, don't hurt the Asians with flying colors, and we still waiting on them to pass the George Floyd bill. But y'all around here shucking and jiving for the white folks, hoping that we keep our mayor. And listen, let me tell you something. I love everybody. But I also pay attention to why or how we put certain people ahead of us, as if we won't function without white leadership. When did we get to the point where we got to have white people running stuff? They've ran us to the ground. They've put 400 degrees of separation between us, and you still fighting with auntie over the furniture? What we doing here? This is where collaboration is not only necessary, but you have to be genuine about the collaboration that you want to take part in, and get out your feelings, and get out your ego, and get out of your pride. Because one of the things that men and women often have the most horrible time with is that pride and that ego. That pride and that ego will keep you here when God wants you to be here. There were so many blessings that you were supposed to get between here and here, but pride and ego wouldn't let you get it. Because I don't want to work with them. I don't like them. You're going to miss out. You're going to miss out. You don't think that John doesn't like Mark? He hates Mark. But he also knows that in the office, I got to work with Mark in order to get things done. You think Karen likes Susan? Karen don't like Susan, but Karen also knows that I got to work with Susan in order to get this job done. See, we have gotten to a place where we have let these white people mess us up so bad that we are constantly looking at one another as obstructions, as barriers, as hindrances, instead of just being genuine and just supporting. Every time you meet a brother or sister that looks like you should be ready. You should be ready and willing to do whatever it takes so that we can build. Because I'm going to tell you something. Your children are going to be adults one day. They're going to be teenagers. See, I'm past the game on a lot of y'all. My son in college, okay? A lot of y'all looking to get married. Y'all want to be, wifey, and, you're trying to get you a little husband or whatever. I done already been there, done that. I'm working on number 2. And this next go around, he going to have to be woke, wide woke, eyes woke. He know what's up. He know who he is. He know where he come from. Because if I got to teach you who you are, you ain't the man for me. That part. If you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen. My season premiere, my show comes out tomorrow on my birthday. Tomorrow's my birthday, y'all. Happy birthday to me. Okay. Shout out to all the Leos out there, Leo season. And I'm super, super excited because this second season of Uncommon Conversations with Zsa Zsa is extremely, extremely important to me. I mean, literally blood, sweat, and tears. I literally had so much going on between filming my show. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for wishing me happy birthdays. I had so much going on between me filming my show, filming another series, filming a movie, writing a script for a movie, getting my son off to college. Like, it was just like stuff was just happening back to back to back to back. And y'all, in the midst of all of that, I wanted to quit. And I was asking God, like, God, why is this happening? Like, do you not see what I'm doing? But see, I had to also get myself in check. Because sometimes we can question people that we should trust. I've been a mother for 18 years. And out of the 18 years, I should have known, trust God. Lean not to your own understanding. If God brought you through all of these years and everything that you needed to get brought through, why wouldn't he bring you out now? Why wouldn't he help you and your baby now? Why wouldn't he put you in a position now? If I didn't help you and I was helping you when you weren't supposed to be helped, when you was doing stuff you ain't had no business, and I still was looking out for you. See, sometimes God got to put you in check just so you know what type of God you serve. That's just like sometimes your husband or your wife or your friend got to put you in check just to let you know what type of person you are. Sometimes, when people slide in my DMs and they tell me about the greatness that I'm doing, listen, it helps me because there are times when I don't feel like, is they rocking with me? Is what I'm doing effective? Should I go get me a corporate job and just go be somebody's manager or supervisor and go get my plaque employee of the year, employee of the month stuff? And God says no. You're going to go through these trials and tribulations, but they're going to make you smarter. They're going to make you stronger. They're going to put you in a position where you could be a lot more strategic, not only for the time frame you living in, but you're preparing the generations to come. See, a lot of us don't understand our responsibilities. That's why we always asking God, where you at? You always asking God where he at. God want to know where you at. Where are you so that I can be able to trust you with the summer camp? Where are you for me to be able to trust you with the nonprofit? Where are you to be able to trust you in a supervisory position? Where are you where I can bring your dreams into fruition? God can't trust you. If he can't trust you with regular stuff, what make you think he going to be able to trust you with your own dream? I told God I want to make God proud of me. My parents are gone. My son is off to college. And my son said something to me the other day. And this afternoon, I have an interview with a celebrity from Fast and the Furious. I ain't going to tell y'all. Y'all can guess. If you can guess who it is, I got a bottle of champagne for you, and I will drop it off to you today. If you can guess who I'm interviewing today, he was on Fast and the Furious, and that's all I'm going to say. But I'm saying all that to say there are opportunities that I was not going to get doing certain things. There are certain opportunities that you will not get because you ain't ready. You ain't ready. You ain't let some people go. You ain't let some stuff go. Yes. 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 Y'all got it right. Listen, they on my Instagram. They didn't figure out who I'm interviewing. Listen, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but if you in the city of Detroit, I will drop your champagne off today. Okay? DM me your address. DM me where you want to meet, and I will pull up with you for that bottle today because, yes, I will be interviewing Tyrese this evening. Tyrese, R&B, Grammy-nominated artist and movie star. I will be interviewing him tonight. And that opportunity just fell in my lap. Because if you think for 1 second that God wants to withhold blessings from you, you got another thing coming. God don't want you broken, broke down, disgusted, unhealthy, depressed, full of anxiety. God don't want that for you. That is not of God. God wants you to be blessed and live abundant, a life that you can wake up and be proud of every day. And see, there was a season in my life where I had to focus on me, like 100% wholeheartedly, because we will feel obligated. We will feel obligated. So it's not going to be, it's going to be a live interview on his end. But they are going to give me my interview clips. For those of you that are asking, where can you see the interview? I don't believe that it's going to be on the live platform. But if I find out what a live platform will be this evening, I will be posting it on my social media. If not, I'll just be taking the interview once they send it to me, and I will just post it so that you guys can witness it and see it. But just imagine that's just one of the many. And see, when people don't understand or recognize who you are and respect you for who you are, they won't respect where you're going. See, there are some people, they can tell me that, they want to open up a salon. And for some people, you'll look at them and be like, oh, yeah, I can see you doing that. Like, you got your hair always done, I can see you open up a salon. But if somebody coming up to you and their hair ain't done, they look all disheveled and outfit will look a mess, and they talking about they gonna open up a salon, you're gonna be looking at them like, how you want to open up a salon since your hair not done? And then you look at people and you say you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? And when you give people the benefit of the doubt and they fail to live up to those expectations, you want to know, where is God in that? But the thing about it is that we put so much emphasis on people that we're not putting enough emphasis on praying for those people in leadership. See, I pray, even though I'm not a fan of our current mayor, but I pray that he no longer hurts the people here in the city of Detroit. He don't have no loyalty to you and me. He a white man. And I don't understand why y'all black folks don't understand that. His loyalty is to them white folks that's putting money in his pocket and putting money within the city. Why is it that we think for 1 second that even the nicest of the white people are going to literally make things better for us? Yeah, they understand the ramifications of our past. They understand that they've enslaved us. And I'm going to tell you something. They don't want us to know all the stuff they've done to us, how they've hindered us, how they've created systems against us. And it don't matter how many bills are passed, until we get proper leadership in place, our people are going to continue to be hundreds of years behind. Hundreds of years behind. The average white household makes 6 figures. You know, the average income of a black household, $18,500. $18,500. The average white income, $155,000. $155,000. Could you imagine you getting $155,000 a year so that you can do things for you and your family? Buy a house, buy a brand new car, invest in your business, invest in yourself, invest in your children, get quality education. Then you want to know, where is God? I want to know, where is the leadership? How we got a superintendent who got kids and they kids not even in the district. But y'all don't find nothing wrong with that? Y'all talking about it. But why would I want somebody to be the leader of my district and his children aren't even in the same school district? Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And if you're tuning in, I'm talking all about where is God, but most importantly, where are you? Where is God? But most importantly, where are you? And if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, make sure you tune in tomorrow for my TV show, Uncommon Conversations with Zsa Zsa. I have my very, very great friend, Miss Nikki Cole Beach, daughter of Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole from the Clark sisters. She's going to be a guest on my show. I got Bunny Mae from the Bunny Hole. I got It's Me Stu. Y'all already know Stu Wop in the building. I got Al Bartell from Times Square Clothing. He just did 100 Men in Suits. Listen, and it's more and more and more and more people that God is allowing me to interview and allowing me to have these relationships with individuals. Yesterday, I had a meeting, and I was feeling some type of way, you know, because when you're feeling some type of way, you be feeling some type of way until you don't feel that way no more. It's just really that simple. So I was feeling some type of way, you know, and I'm like, God, it's my birthday, you know, but I'm not feeling it. And, you know, I don't know what's up. And he said, well, you've been pushing an agenda, sis. It ain't like you sitting around twiddling your thumbs. You've been working. And you're working towards something. And when you're working towards something, it could feel like you're overwhelmed. It could feel like you're overwhelmed. And at the end of the day, sometimes the things that we are fighting for can be overwhelmed. That's one of the reasons why you gotta link. That's one of the reasons why you gotta stay connected. That's one of the reasons why you gotta stay on your P's and Q's. You don't have no time to let off the gas and chill. We chilled for 2 years. We've been chilling for 2 years. The world was at a standstill for 2 years. And you still sitting around here looking and waiting on a breakthrough? You being alive is the breakthrough. 9 million people plus some that we don't even know died. And they're dying by the droves now. And you want to play games with this life as if it's a dress rehearsal. And see, problems arise in certain communities because of the lack of leadership. Why somebody got to kiss your butt and shuck and jive for you to see good leadership? And why do people got to hold you up against the wall for you to recognize poor leadership? There are some people right now that should not be in place in leadership because they don't give a damn about this city. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your household, your family. Listen, 9 times out of 10, they don't live in the city. They live across 8 Mile. And here they are talking about, I'm from the D. When I'm downtown, leaving out of my office, thank you, it's not belated. You right on time. When I'm leaving out of my office, I was leaving out of my office the other day. And this white boy had threw some stuff on the ground. And I was like, excuse me, you need to pick that up. It's a trash can right over there. And he was like, oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, your bad. Because we're always so acceptable to letting white folks in our world. Come on in. Learn the Dougie. Learn the Macarena. Hey, this is waves. And, hey, this is how you fry the chicken. And, we are always acceptable with letting people in our culture. White folks ain't acceptable to you when you come across 8 Mile. They want to know why you over here. They don't throw you a welcome party when you move your little behind out to Farmington Hills and to West Bloomfield. They want to know, how the hell did you get this house? Who was your realtor? How did you get in this neighborhood? We always want to welcome other ethnicities into our world. We are always willing to change and alternate and alter. They don't never change and alter for us. I ain't never seen it. Show me. I want to see it. We're always the one opening up our culture. Come on in to our culture. Come on in and learn everything about us so you can turn around and steal it and then profit off of it. How many of us knew somebody with some cosmetics, but we still gonna go on and shop with MAC? But we won't go shop with people we know who got the makeup. How many of us know people who are dropping music, but we'll go support somebody that we don't even know? And then when our stuff turns array and goes crazy, we want to ask God where he at in the midst of this. No, where were you at when you were supposed to be supporting your friends? Now you mad. Now you upset because ain't nobody supporting you. God pay attention. He pays attention to everything. He pays attention to the conversations you having in private. He paying attention to the things you're thinking of in your mind. See, God knows about your heart. You can trick everybody you want to thinking that you're a good person or that you mean well by others, but he's paying attention to how you move. And if you're tuning in, you're listening to I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. I'm talking all about where is God, but most importantly, where are you? Because we always want to blame the devil for stuff. Sometimes it don't be the devil. Sometimes it be you. Sometimes it be you. And when you recognize that it's you, now you understand your secret power. You recognize your power. When you start recognizing, I got an attitude problem and I need to work on that. I need to work better on how I respond to things when I'm frustrated. You know what? I procrastinate. I need to work on getting up an hour earlier so that I can get to where I need to be and do what I got to do. See, some of us get mad because now we can't find our keys. Now we looking for our phone. Now we late. And then we talking about the devil. No, you weren't prepared. And I say this each and every show about how my mentor says proper planning prevents poor performance. Sometimes we're frustrated about the problems in our lives because we didn't prepare for them. We prepared, and I do weddings for a living. And one of the things that I noticed is that we prepare to look good, but we don't prepare for nothing else. We were prepared to look like we are fire honey, but we don't prepare for what we really need to be prepared for. Oh, we'll make sure we fly from head to toe. But then when it comes to our paperwork and being actually qualified to get certain opportunities, we can't even get them because we focused on the wrong thing. There were so many people who could not get a PPP, a SBA, a ABC, or 1, 2, 3 because you didn't have your paperwork together. But you out here operating like you efficient and official. And we got to be careful that we're not just continuously operating and missing certain parts that we need in order to be that Black excellence that we claim we are. When I look at what I'm building, it's excellence that I'm looking for, not mediocrity. I'm not doing this to be some bootleg local host. They can have all that. I'm looking to be an internationally syndicated talk show host. So with that being said, that means that this is above me now. And see, that's why you got to be mindful of the people who you share your dreams with, the people who you work with, because everybody don't have your intentions, their best intentions. People will use you to get to where they need to be. And then now you looking for them to help you build what you trying to build because they said they was going to help you. And then, oh, now they too busy. Got to be mindful of them too busy folks because they wanted you to help them and they wasn't too busy when you needed their help. You got to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of that because people get real busy when they need you or when you need them. I mean, they get real off the radar when now you need some support and some reassurance and some help. That's why in this season that I'm in, as I build, I want people who want to see me on my feet and not on my back. So you got to be mindful of people who don't want to see you on your feet, but rather see you on your back. That's why you will always have more people at your funeral than you will at your birthday party. I guarantee it. Because people will rather see you on your back than on your feet because that means that you have the propensity to get ahead of me, to be ahead. And Lord knows, us Negroes don't want another Negro to be ahead. Why is that? God is not looking for us to who gonna be first. He said this is a marathon. This is not a race. Those who endure to the end. Some of you all are racing people who ain't even in a race with you. And then you get mad because it's not reciprocated. See, I had to make a decision in my mind. Am I going to keep crying over spilt milk and questioning where is God in my situation? Or I'm going to mop up what I can mop up, clean up what I can clean up, and continue on with this fight. Because this is a war we're in. This is a war that we are in. We are in a physical, spiritual, emotional, mental war right now. Every day I wake up and think to myself, do I want to go out here into this madness? And I say, come on, bring it on. Because at the end of the day, we can't keep asking about where is God. We need to be asking, more importantly, where we are in the midst of these situations. Are we being the leaders that God called us to be, or are we watching stuff happen? Are we saying we looking out for the best interests of our brothers and sisters, and are we really putting them on, or are we really telling them what we need? Let me tell you something. I don't want nobody around me that's drinking lean and popping Percocets. You're a liability. Yeah, I said it, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Because what that's telling me is that you're relying on a substance in order to get you through. And what happens when you are not able to think clearly and you are thinking with the substance mind? You end up making mistakes. You end up doing things that you ain't got no business doing. I want to be around people who understand the ramification of leadership, who understand where they're going and what they need to be doing right now in their life. Because if I got to coerce you, persuade you, for you to know who you are, where you're trying to go, that's going to be an issue. And see, when you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with the world's problems, you have to look at the lack of genuine leadership. When you look at our world, and you look at our cities, and you look at our urban communities, look at the leadership in those communities, in those particular areas. And if you see that there's a poor community, look at the leadership. There's no way the Taliban should have been able to come and take over Afghan. You know why? Because of poor leadership. There's no way that businesses and basements should be flooded and lights and powers off, and you want to give us $25. No, there should not be. There are people that are in place right now, and if we fail to do our part, it won't complete the bigger picture. When we fail to do our part, we don't complete the big picture. And we will exacerbate more issues in our community when we don't do our part. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care where you're from in the world. There's no place like home. And if you are not protecting the home base, how you anticipate God to allow you to be international or national or statewide? You ain't protecting the home base. How you want God to bless you with a staff if you won't even lead your family in the right way, in the right direction? That's why when I look at people and I'm looking at them, I can't listen to certain people because you're not even leading your own household in the right way. I pay attention to how people take care of their own stuff. And when you look at how people take care of their own stuff, then you know for a fact how they're going to take care of you. Listen, if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, and before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. And I know you heard me the first time. Listen, make sure you follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa because you do. Listen, go to my website, www.zsachubbard. Get all the behind the scenes stuff I'm doing. Log into and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know Zsa Zsa. Stop acting fake and brand new. And listen, if you are newly engaged and you need a wedding officiant in the downtown Metro Detroit area, holla at your girl. United Vows Officiating Services is available to service you. And listen, guys, I'm super, super duper excited for those of you who have been rocking with me, supporting me. And I just want to thank you. I'm going to do something really, really special for those of you who supported my book, my pre-order. I'm almost finished, y'all. I had to go and not so much start over, but I had to really dive deep because I did not like the results. And when you read my book, I want it to be transformational. I want you to transform, not just read a good read, but I want you to go and start changing. Start making things applicable in your life. See, it's one thing to read a good book, watch a good video, get a great inspiration, but until you start applying it. See, I didn't get this body by going to Dr. Curves. I had to watch the people who got good bodies and find out what they did. Oh, so you put down the wing ding dinners and chili cheese fries and you picked up some dumbbells. Okay, got it. Okay, how many dumbbells I need to do so that my arms don't jiggle? Okay, got it. I need to be doing some sets. Okay, I need to do some squats. Okay, I need to wear my waist trainer. See, some of y'all want the results, but you don't want to do the work. You can't get mad at God and question and ask God where he is in the midst of certain things if you're not doing what you need to do in order for this stuff to happen. When you recognize what God has you on earth to do, then you recognize what agenda you need to push. Make no mistake about it. There are people that are pushing an agenda. And if you're not careful, you'll be a part of that agenda that they're pushing. For our communities, for people that look just like you and me. There are prisons that are being built right now for your little babies, but you too busy focused on what's happening on the Shy and what's happening on this show and that show and what's happening here and what's happening with these people. But you're not talking to your little cousins and your little nieces and telling them, hey, put that gun down. Don't be hanging out with these people. Listen, if you ever decide that you want to run away, come over to Auntie house or come over to Big Cuz house. If you ever feeling overwhelmed or suicidal, call me. We can pray together. Those are the kind of conversations that we need to be having. And see, when we start having those conversations, then we'll start healing our people. We'll start healing the land. We'll start turning from our evil ways. We'll start seeking God's face. We'll start getting our land healed. But that won't happen until we make some changes. See, some of us want the blessings without the changes. You cannot anticipate or expect God to bless you with the abundance if you're not willing to make those necessary changes. And see, one of the things that I learned in this lifestyle and in this world, and in order for you to become the best version of yourself, your number one priority is going to have to be self-awareness. When you feeling some type of way, you're going to have to acknowledge it. When somebody's making you feel some type of way, you're going to have to acknowledge it. When you know things aren't working out the way that they need to, and God is giving you the blueprint, okay, let me reroute this thing. And see, when you start looking at it, other than where is God? Why is this happening to me? And you start paying attention to, okay, what type of leadership am I around? Who do I have around me that's not allowing what I need to come into fruition to come to pass? There are some things that God withheld from me until I let some jokers go, until I let some folks go, until I changed some habits that I needed to change, because God wants me to have them. He wants you to be blessed. But God also wants you to cut the foolishness, cut the dumb stuff. Pay attention to what's happening in your community. Pay attention to the agenda that's being pushed. Pay attention to you as a man, you as a woman, and what he's called you to do. Because what he's called you to do has purpose attached to it. Not just partying. It's purpose attached to what you're doing. There's a ministry that God wants you to do. And it ain't up to the pastors and the preachers to do it, because they ain't going to do it. They're going to do what they need to do to make sure their situations are successful. And then our people get messed up because they're listening to the wrong folks. And you sitting up here not telling your cousin, hey, man, you don't need to pop that perk, man. Give your brain a break, bro. Little cuz, you ain't got to drink lean this weekend. Matter of fact, I'm going to detox with you this weekend. Let's drink some water all weekend. No Hennessy. No Casamigos or whatever it's called. No Anejo this weekend. Let me eat some apples and some oranges. When the last time you sat and ate some cherries or some watermelon or orange? You up here in the McDonald's line. How are we going to get to that point? So listen, if you're tuning in, you're listening to Yeah, I Said It, y'all know I got to go. And if you missed the show, you need to go back and you need to watch it. And you also need to share it with 5,000 people, okay? I got about 5,000 friends, so 5,000 people need to be sharing my video. Oh, man. Amen. Okay. Yeah, I said it. And before I take it back, I'm going to add more to it. Listen, make sure you follow me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you tune in each and every Friday for Uncommon Conversations with Zsa Zsa on WHPR. Every Friday night at 8. Listen, my special guest this Friday is my sister friend, Miss Nikki Cole Beach. I look forward to you guys tuning in for the new episode of the new season. Y'all gonna love it. It's amazing. And I'm truly, truly, truly proud of this baby that God is allowing me to have, because I know it's gonna grow. Just like my kid is now 18 in college, and I went through blood, sweat, and tears to get and manifest this part. It's the same way with your businesses. It's the same way with your ministry. It's the same way with your leadership. If God allows you to have it and he puts it in your hands, you better understand he's going to walk you through that thing only. He's going to walk you through that thing only if it's the purpose and passion that God has ordained for your life. If it's not, and you copying off somebody else's passion and purpose, it ain't going to be blessed, because all you're going to be doing is stressing yourself out trying to be like somebody else. Listen, everybody has their own original gift. And you need to go and you need to ask God and figure it out. Before you ask, where is God? Make sure you ask, where is the leadership? I love y'all. Until next week. Peace.